A very good morning to all of you, dear children, and welcome back to this new year. I hope all of you are doing fine and all of whom are doing well. And I hope you have entered this new year happily and all safe at home. Children, today, as we meet for this class, we will be revising two chapters. As we know, we have four chapters for our unit test portion. We have four chapters. We have multiples and factors, perimeter and area, three-dimensional objects and pictographs. Today we will revise three-dimensional objects and multiples and factors. Before we go ahead, just revising all that you have to keep in mind, you can open your textbooks to page 46. On page 46, the first thing that we learned was about divisors, also called as factors. Finding out how to number or how to write the factors of a particular number. A number was given to us and we had to write the factors. In other words, remembering what a factor is. A factor is that when we have a particular given number going completely in that time tables when the remainder is 0. That is why, children, please remember to revise your tables every day. Okay, as we move on with this chapter, we spoke about multiples. We learned what multiples were. So when we divide and it leaves no remainder and the dividend, so that becomes your multiple. In other words, the time tables. This is again the times tables. Then we move on to page 47 of our textbooks, where we have to remember the test for divisibilities, where we have learnt the test of divisibility of 2, of 5 and of 10. Revising the test of divisibility for 2, in the units place, when we have 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, then that particular number is divisible by 2. When we have 5 or 0 in the units place, then that number is divisible by 5. And when we have 0 in the units place, then that number is divisible by 10. Children, revise all this work. Please make sure you're revising, okay, every day. Make sure you're revising all this work and you are preparing for your exam. As we move on, problem set 33. You will get questions like this where they will say, you have to pick up and say which number is divisible by 2, divisible by 5, divisible by 10 and so on. Also here you have a table and in the table a particular number is given and then you have to say, is it divisible by 2, by 5 and 10 and so on. As we moved on, we learnt about prime and composite numbers. Remember, when we have only 1 and the number itself as its factor, then such a number is a prime number. And when we have more than 1 and the number itself, when we have more factors than 1 and the number itself, we call this as composite numbers. So then we learnt prime numbers and composite numbers. Just revising once again, a number which has only 2 factors, that is 1 and the number itself, we call it as a prime number. And a number which has more than 2 factors is called a composite number. I want all of you to open your textbooks to page 49 and underline this again if you haven't underlined, children. Very, very important. We move on. 1 is neither a prime number nor a composite number. Please keep in mind. 1 is neither a prime number or a composite number. And which only number is a prime or a prime even number? That number is 2. So the only even prime number is 2. We have learnt all this. We then move on and we learnt what were co-prime numbers. So as we have learnt, Numbers which have only 1 as a common factor is called as a co-prime number. So it has only 1 as a common factor, no other number. Such number is called as co-prime numbers. Then we opened our textbooks to page number 50. On page number 50, okay, we formed this method. We learned through this method, Euthydemus method. And we have learned to pick out the prime numbers from 1 to 10. So all the ones that are circled, all the numbers that are circled are prime numbers from 1 to 100. Sorry, from 1 to 100. So now children, I will give you some sums. You will solve those sums and then check the answers later in your PDF section. We will revise the next chapter, one more chapter today, that is three-dimensional objects and nets. Remember, in that we have learned first how to see the front view, the top view and the side view. Then in that lesson we have some points to remember which was given to you. Children, please learn them because this will come as your objectives also. Let's revise what we have learned. Three-dimensional objects whose length, width and height can be seen, felt or measured are also called as a three-dimensional object. So where we have the length, the width and the height. Two-dimensional objects. Two-dimensional objects have length and breadth. All surfaces of the cube are square in shape. Remember, a cube is square in shape. All surfaces of a cuboid are rectangular in shape. They are rectangular in shape. A figure using 5 square net is called a pentomino. It is called that 5 figure square net. 5 figure square net is called a pentomino. Now children, we will discuss some questions as your mathematics revision. You will write this down. I will also be putting it up in your PDF section. You will write this down and then start solving the sum. You will revise through the video that I have already put up right now. I've been telling you about this chapter. So these two chapters you will revise once again. You will open your textbooks, your notebooks, wherever you have solved your work. You will go through all this work again and start solving this sums as your revision. So you too will be ready for this revision. Children, Standard 5 Mathematics revision, fill in the blanks. Let's start. I'm reading this for you. Start writing it down. You will write the answers and once this is completed, you will check the answers with whatever work you have done. Two-dimensional objects have only dash and dash. I'm repeating again. Two-dimensional objects have only dash and dash. Yes, I'm sure you already know the answer. I can hear some of them telling me that. Very good. Okay. All surfaces of a cuboid are dash in shape. All surfaces of a cuboid are dash in shape. The only even prime number is dash. The only even prime number is dash. We move on to question number, fill in the blank, question number 4. Numbers which have only dash as a common factor are called co-prime numbers. Numbers which have only dash as a common factor are called co-prime numbers. Next one. Any number that has dash in the units place is a multiple of 10. Any number that has dash in the units place is a multiple of 10. Which number should be in the units place? Think of that. Which number should be in the units place for that number to be a multiple of 10? Okay. You will, in this manner, write the answers of the fill in the blank. We move on to the next question. Write all the prime numbers between 1 and 100. You will open your textbook. If you don't know this by heart, open your textbook and write down all the prime numbers between 1 and 100. And children, when you write them down, please make sure you revise the work. Write two. You have to write two numbers, okay? So you have to write two numbers that are 4-digit numbers. They have to be 4-digit numbers and they should be the multiple of 5. So you write any two numbers, but they should be 4-digit numbers that are multiples of 5. Determine whether the pairs given are co-prime numbers. So there are 3 given. You have to say, remember how we listed the factors and then we said whether they are co-prime numbers. So if you have only number 1, okay, being the common factor, then they are co-prime numbers. Now the numbers given are 26 and 39, 15 and 16, 12 and 13. So you have to write the factors down and say whether they are co-prime numbers. Next, state if the given numbers are divisible by 2, 5 and 10. So there's a table drawn. There are two numbers given, 73 and 40. So if 73 is divisible by 2, then you put a tick. If it is not divisible, you put a cross. Similarly, if it is divisible by 5, then you put a tick or a cross. You can draw this table on your file sheet. Children, this entire paper, this entire revision paper, you will first solve on your notebooks or your file sheet papers. And then you will continue doing the work. Now quickly, let's discuss the fill in the blanks. Let's discuss the fill in the blanks. Two-dimensional objects have only dash and dash. What do they have? Very good. They have length and breadth. Say that together. Length and breadth. Length and breadth. All surfaces of a cuboid are dash in shape. Cuboid. Rectangular. Very good. And of a cube are square in shape. A cuboid is rectangular in shape. Rectangular in shape. The only even prime number. The only even prime number is 2. 2 is the only even prime number. Numbers which have only dash as a common factor are called co-prime numbers. We just learned that. Which have only 1. So, the number that has only 1 as a common factor are called as a co-prime number. Numbers that have dash in the units place is a multiple of 10. A number that has 0 in the units place is a multiple of 10. So now children, the remaining sums you will solve and after that check your work. Also a reminder, the unit test, second unit test paper is the same, okay, same marks, that is your 20 mark paper like the first unit test. So children, your paper will be the same way like the first unit test. In the live class, children, we will also discuss this once again. So take care of yourself, complete your work, finish these revision of these 2 chapters today, and the next 2 chapters, that is perimeter and area and pictographs, we will complete and start doing it tomorrow. Okay children, take care of yourself. Bye.